Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with several members of Montreal's Greenhouse Ensemble, Roxane and Simon. They opened up about their debut and new 2023 album that is dubbed as comforting, earthy, moving, and enchanting as a 6-piece opus, and it's their introduction into the world of jazz. For this septet, the group anchors its cross-current aesthetic with maturity and a touch of childlike wonderment. It's a fresh addition to the Canadian and international jazz scene. We cover some good ground here. Enjoy this interview.
I appreciate you reaching out to the show. I'm really looking forward to kind of peeling back the layers of your history and your music. So thank you for reaching out. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you for calling.
You bet. Before we get into your album, your new release, I want to know, the last 3 years has been quite something for the world of jazz and artists, everybody. How did you survive COVID, and how has it changed the way that you approach things now?
I think we all learned not to rush anything. We had actually the album, we had our album project at the beginning of COVID, and everything so we had to, there were some lengths in our process. The thing that saved us was to keep our friendship alive, I think.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it was very hard we're 7 members in this band, so when there was one person down or two people down, it was harder to keep the motivation going. And also as a 7-member group, it was impossible to get shows anywhere since we were always busting the maximum number of people on the stage.
Yeah. But yeah, we basically spent the last 2 years just working on the album, so it's kind of been almost a blessing in some sense, because we really put all of our focus on the production of the album, and now we're kind of really happy with the result.
So with the new album coming out, talk to me a little bit about how it feels now that the world's waking up, live shows are happening, and just in general, it has to probably feel good to go into this year with a new project, and just kind of talk to me a little bit about how this album came together.
Yeah, so the release show is March 8th in Montreal. We're really excited, of course. We are eager for the people to hear our music. It's kind of maybe different from what you would normally expect from a jazz group, since we have a kind of a unique instrumentation with violin, trumpet, and voice, all acting as melodic instruments. So, as you said, it feels great to, play live. It's going to be our first show in a while because of, how much time it took for the album to be produced. And, the album is basically just a collection of songs. And since we're a collective and not more than a group, really, a collective of different artists, we each have different backgrounds and our own careers already. So there's a wide array of influences, really, in our music. It's jazz, of course. It falls into that category, but it's also, folk in some sense, and progressive rock also, because we mess with a lot of time signatures and, minimalist music. And
actually, to answer your question, I think it's very exciting for all of us, since, as Simon said, we all have our careers. Some of us are still in school doing their master's degree and stuff, and some of us are also releasing albums on our own, with our own project, with other projects, some jazz, some pop or stuff like that. And I think it's very cool for all of us to keep this very creative space of jazz music and instrumental music in our life. And it's very exciting to have this opportunity to create stuff and to bring a project to life, even though we still have all of our own careers on the side.
So how did the group come together? How did all of this happen, when, and how long have you been together, and kind of how it works?
Yeah, well, we've been together for about 4 years. 4 or 5 years. We met during our studies, actually. We were all undergrad together at the Université de Montréal. And they put us together in a combo, and I think at first some of us were a bit surprised with the instrumentation, but we just hit it off musically and mentally.
Yeah.
And we just, we started soon to arrange for our group, to compose for our group, and we wanted to take this experiment out of school and out of like our teacher's view on music and stuff. So we just decided to continue with this group, and we've been playing together ever since, and we've been friends ever since.
So let's say you come to Kansas City to put on a live show, and you have to kind of come up with a way of describing not only your sound, but the way that you would present a show to get people to come. How would you do that?
Of course, our music, I would say, is kind of difficult to pinpoint because it's coming from such all sides at once. But basically, what we could compare our music to like artists such as the Tasmatini Group and maybe Brian Blade and Fellowship in terms of the instrumentation and the feeling. It's very melodic, very epic sometimes. And I think that for a show in Kansas, people could look forward to it.
It has an orchestral feel to it, actually. I think our live show is quite different from our studio version, since in the studio we can be very big with a violin, a voice, and a trumpet. In the studio we can actually have like a string quartet, a choir, and a brass section. So in live we play a lot with pedals and stuff, so to create a bigger sound for the group. Still, it's I think the jazz content, of the music is even more important in the shows because we play a lot together. We improvise, and we like to just change the songs on the spot so that there is a lot of unicity in every show. But I think overall it's very comforting, very accessible kind of modern jazz, very melodic and quite moving sometimes.
So you must know I'm in the Kansas City metro, but I'm actually living in the exact hometown, Lee Summit, of where Pat Metheny was born and raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all huge fans.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, they got, kind of a sign downtown, and they're very cognizant of it. So tell me right now, give me some details on the album, the release, where people can get it, the best place to stream it, and even to find out about you as a band and any live shows that are going to happen.
Well, actually, we have a website, the greenhouse-ensemble.com. So there will be a lot of information on there. We're trying to finish the website, but it's already quite finished. Of course, our music will be on every platform, on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, anything you want. We also have CDs, so if you go on Bandcamp, we can ship them anywhere. And we're active on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. I think you can, if you type Greenhouse Ensemble music on Google, you'll find us for sure.
And we have also some live sessions coming soon, some video live sessions, not yet released, but pretty soon coming, just before the album releases. So that will be more content to feast on. Yeah,
and actually, we released our first single next week on the 17th. It's Midnight. Actually, it's our drummer's song. So Simon, who's right here.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well,
so, as your debut album, this will be your opening statement. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty big, yeah.
We chose the pieces we put in there. We have, actually, at our release show, we have a full show there. We have, more than the double of those songs that are ready. And we we chose carefully the songs we wanted on this EP to present our group to the world.
And how do you pronounce the debut album? What's the exact pronunciation?
Oh, so you could say it like, in French, it's rez-de-chaussée. You could say rez-de-chaussée, maybe. It basically means ground floor. It's keeping with the theme of the house in Greenhouse, and we all view it as like our musical home, if you will. And the ground floor, it's like the starting point, the foundation, the place when you can feel free to experiment, but also rest and a whole lot of things.
Yeah, I've been to Paris. I've been around Europe and Italy, and for some reason, maybe it's just because of my roots, the Italian language I can totally get down with and talk, albeit not fluent. For some reason, French out of me sounds horrible. I butcher it every time. So there is no possible way that I would have been fluent with the album.
Yeah.
So thank you for the clarification. It's been wonderful to talk with you. Thank you for opening up. And I'm curious, are you all going to watch the Super Bowl at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
okay.
all right. Yeah, yeah, of course.
So we're all actually, in the epicenter here in Kansas City. We have a Red Friday throughout the year, so everybody's pretty exuberant here. So there's no bias, there's no anything right now. Who are you all thinking is going to win that game from your perspective in Montreal?
Oh my God, I don't think you speak with the right people in the group. Well,
yeah.
I for one have no idea, but I sure do like watching it. I understand like half of what's going on.
Yeah, to be quite honest, I'm always watching the Super Bowl for the halftime show. But I could not really tell you what teams are playing. Honest.
Well, it's going to be Philadelphia, and it's our team here in Kansas City, the Chiefs. So
we're going to vote for Kansas City.
There you go. Yeah, maybe we need a couple of good people from Montreal that will pull for us.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, cool. Well, hey, thank you again for reaching out. It's been wonderful to talk with you. I can't wait to get this out and your music on Neon Jazz. So thank you again. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest players and minds in Montreal, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. Thanks to both Roxane and Simon for their time, music, and story. For more interviews, visit Neon Jazz Interviews at YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Everything Neon Jazz can be found at theneonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.